Hello and welcome to Photo Op, the podcast where Ben and I talk about all sorts of video and photo stuff and whatever else we want to talk about. And this is a live intro because we're recording in person. How cool is that?
It is so cool. I love seeing your face. And if you want to see our faces, not only can you get this in podcast audio form on your platform of choice, but you can also go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/nomcreative, where you can see the exact same episode, except with our faces.
Except you can see it.
Except you can see it with your eyeballs, which is great.
Crazy. So I think we're going to start, as usual,
excellent,
with a listener question. What is the listener question?
Let's do a listener question. This listener question comes from Way. This is not really a question. It's more of a slightly rambly statement, but I'm going to read it anyway, and we'll respond with our thoughts.
Cool.
Okay. Want to flip a table and get out some hard truths? I guess that's the question. Yeah.
Ooh.
Heck yeah, I do. Let's do this. Getting published is really just a way to provide no-name magazines on MagCloud free photos. They then sell the magazine to a model at a cost. It's not a bad way to make some money, but the photographers who say they're published are mainly shooting for these magazines. Oh, snap. Mic drop, Way. Yeah, I will chime in with that.
Sure.
That is absolutely true. So many people are like, yay, I got published. But you got published to Tacoma Hometown Grass and Garden with Billy magazine. And you sold 3 copies. One was to your mom. One was to the model who was published in the magazine. And one was someone that you duped into buying it by thinking it's a real magazine. Like, that does not make you published.
Yep. Remember when publishing was like difficult and there were standards and there were only a handful of places you could be published?
Yeah.
Because the internet didn't exist?
Yeah, because if you were published, that meant that a magazine was taking a risk on running 10,000 copies of you in it. That is published. Honestly, if you say you're published and you're doing it for these kind of small things, if it's not, like, I understand that, like, maybe it might be something less reputable than, like, Harper's Bazaar or Vogue. Like, if it's, I don't know, I'm not to say that, like, Elle or like Teen Vogue or whatever is less reputable, but, like,
what?
but, like, I'm drawing a blank, but if there is a smaller, kind of more local publication, like I've had work published in Seattle Met.
Cool.
So there's that, and Seattle Met is not a national magazine; it is a local Seattle magazine, but it's still a published magazine with kind of a wide thing. I don't really consider myself published because I was a very small part of kind of a team project for a restaurant that we did the thing, and then I don't actually know if and when it got published. I assume it did because we all got paid to do it. But
yeah, welcome to the industry.
But I never saw the article come out. So
I've done so many things like that, especially in video land. It's like, oh yeah, I worked on this film, or I worked on this TV show.
And 6 months to a year later.
Yeah. When was it? When did it go live? I don't know. They don't tell me anything. I haven't seen it.
Yeah. So I did this shot of kind of an exploded burger. It was a burger that we pulled apart all the different pieces and had them floating in midair to make it look like it was falling. And it was for an article where they were doing like best burgers in Seattle. But then I Googled best burgers in Seattle to try and find a tear sheet from that, and I can't find it. So
yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it
but
goes.
like, but
you just have to assume that it was published.
I assume it was published, but like, but stuff that I know was published is for about a 2-year period of time. If you went on to Leatherman, 100% of the things that you saw on their website were done by me. I feel like that is way better than a published byline. If your published byline is my garage with Tommy Toole in Tacoma magazine.
And also it's kind of missing the point. Like, published doesn't really mean it especially doesn't really mean much nowadays, but I've seen some absolute garbage in like big publications.
Oh,
like
yeah.
That doesn't mean it's good.
That's like saying award winning.
Yeah.
Just because Stewart made a prize and I'm the only one who applied and he gave me an award does not make me award. Like, it technically does, but like if you put that on your byline, you should be embarrassed.
Yep.
We're just going to throw that out there.
It's like the Obama meme where you're awarding yourself, which actually has happened in the photographic community a couple times. Ooh, yikes.
Selson got a Sorry, can we get some water here? I've got a throat thing going on. Moving on to the main article today. If he hears this, I hope you're offended. Okay. So, today we are going to talk about how do you handle criticism?
Not well.
Please leave a comment on this video, just not criticism. Our fragile hearts can't take it.
Only praise.
Or money. Please send Bitcoin.
Only buy the dip, though.
Yeah. So how do you handle criticism?
I handle criticism by being the one who criticizes my work the most harshly so that any other criticism I receive is less bad than my own, in which case I feel better about it.
Hey, Stuart, what would you do if I offered you $50,000, but then I say the person you hate most also gets $50,000?
Depends on how vindictive I'm feeling that day.
The correct answer is, of course. Why wouldn't I want $100,000?
Oh, excellent. Oh, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, criticism is hard though, like for real. Like I joke, but I also like cry inside because that is actually a real statement that I do criticize myself very harshly, which I wouldn't really encourage people to do, even though I know people do it anyway in a creative field. That's kind of what it comes with. But you will often in a creative field feel like either you need to give criticism to somebody, like somebody asks you for criticism because you're both working in visual arts as we do, or you're receiving criticism, especially earlier in your career. And so how do you deal with that?
Let's start with the first thing.
Yeah.
Giving criticism, don't do it.
Yep.
Just
don't do it.
No. If you see something bad on the internet, just keep scrolling. The few times that I have found myself in a mood where I said, oh, okay, no, the thing you are saying is objectively incorrect and harmful to people who read it that think it is correct, I have immediately regretted my decision, even if I still stand by everything that I say.
Fights on the internet are fun.
Yeah, because whoever you're fighting with, I guarantee, has more time than you do to just make you miserable.
And you're not going to change their mind.
No. Yeah. How many times has minds been changed by something you say on the internet? Zero times. Absolutely. There is a huge difference between please give me constructive criticism. I will absolutely be like, hey, I'm going to pick you apart to the bone until you like feel bad. But then what's going to happen is I'm going to give you ways to fix all of the things that I said. Now, if I said your composition sucks, now I'm going to teach you about leading lines and rule of thirds and all of that. If I say your colors make him look like an extra on The Sopranos on a meat hook, like fix those skin tones,
But that's what I was going for, Ben.
you need to learn the white balance slider, maybe use a gray card, tone your images. There are these obviously I'm not going to say it that way. That is way too mean.
Yeah. But that's the whole point. Like don't give criticism, give constructive criticism if it's asked for. Like offer help. Don't just say this sucks and this sucks and this sucks. Bye. Like that's
what happened to me in college. My professor would look at my stuff on the wall, be like, I like that one. I like that one. That one sucks. Next person. And I was like, wait. You just said you just said, I like it. I like it. And then I get like 1 out of 5. And I'm like, this does not compute. Why don't you like my work? And they're just like, it just don't. That's not how you get better. That's how you get a complex.
Yeah, especially if your job in that situation is literally to teach people and you're not giving constructive criticism.
I'm so mad about this professor.
Well done.
I'm so mad about this professor. Don't get me started. I got me started. I will stop now. But that is giving criticism. Let's think about taking criticism, because anytime you put things on the internet, people get mean about it. I'm about to throw some things up on the screen that bonus if you're watching on the YouTube, you'll see this, but I will describe. So the first time that I wanted to crawl into a hole and die was the time that I wrote a model posing tutorial. this posing tutorial was the website that I was writing for. This was their most read tutorial for the year. At the end of the year, they did a recap and said, here are our top performing authors. I was the top performing author, and it was a posing tutorial for non-models. So how to get people who don't know how to pose to pose. The criticism I got is this person on screen is a brunette standing in my living room, and the person at the end of the article is a blonde that is out. And they're like, how come she got pasty skin and changed her hair color when you did the whole posing tutorial? Why can't we see the same person? You want to know why? Because I was under a deadline, and I did the thing with my friend Jen, and she was helpful to come by and spend an hour of her time doing all of these photos. And then I send it into my editor, and my editor says, yeah, looks great, but you need to have a finished recap photo that is like a nice photo where you put all the elements together. I did like, here's a bad pose, here's how you fix it. Here's a bad pose, here's how you fix it. And he's like, you need to have a finished one. Well, guess what? I didn't have time, and Jen was in med school. So I got my friend Sydney to take a photo instead. So that's what happened there. And the internet wouldn't let me forget it. It would not shut up about that for the longest time.
And that's so unhelpful. Like, of course, you know that that's a different person in the last photo. Like, what do you expect to get out of that?
Yeah,
people?
the next time I wanted to curl, this is just fun story time with Ben. Rev up that fireplace. Get your popcorn. Get your hot cocoa. Let's talk about all the times that I got hurt on the internet. It's awesome. I love this episode so much. So the second time I wanted to crawl into a hole and die, I made a tutorial for that same website about the Lord of the Rings force perspective thing of just like, how do you make a hobbit stand next to a human and make that person look smaller? So I got my dad to agree. My dad is a very serious person, and he's a lawyer, and I got him to dress up in a ridiculous Gandalf costume, which I believe is my life's greatest achievement. And then I put my wife in kind of like an elf Renaissance fair type costume, and I had her be the hobbit and like 6 feet down the table, and I did the whole tutorial, but like my budget, like they were paying me for this tutorial. I'm like, do I have a budget? And they're like, no, your budget is literally, we pay you for the tutorial. Any expenses that you have are on you. So I spent like $10 on groceries, getting like a full-size orange and like a baby mandarin. Like, so I did all the things I could try to do to like fix the forced perspective things and show here is how you fix scale. And it was more of a demo. And then I do have a final finished image like in this conference room, and people hated it so much. They're like, this looks horrible. This is the worst. This is awful. Why did you even make a tutorial on this? And I'm like, because one didn't exist.
Yeah. And to some degree, like if you're selling the effect, who cares? Like it's a mechanical, it's more of a mechanical explanation of things than it is like purely like, oh, this is the greatest, most artistic thing ever. Like you're trying to teach a process. But
yeah, they were like, it doesn't look good at all. It just looks like she's 6 feet down the table, which I would disagree with. I think I did a pretty good job. Screw all of you.
And there were a lot of armchairs.
I was a 19 or 20-year-old trying to make some money, and the internet just wouldn't shut up about it.
And there's so many armchair experts on this kind of stuff. Like this is criticism that, pro tip on receiving criticism, you can probably ignore all of the criticism that comes from people that you didn't explicitly ask.
Essentially.
Just like we said with giving criticism. If you didn't ask them for criticism, you can almost certainly ignore it. A lot of people will be very quick to point out any flaws, even if you're well aware of it, because it gives them some sort of like glee to tear people down and be like, oh, I know so much. Look at how I'm pointing out that, these two people aren't actually a giant wizard and a tiny hobbit. Like, yeah, no shit.
Before I move on with the list of times I got hurt on the internet, let's take a moment to kind of deal, like these are kind of pre-self-esteem. The next two are post-self-esteem. So pre-self-esteem of like, yeah, I was like depressed for a while. I was like, I did a thing and I thought it was good and everyone hates it. And this went viral and the video got like 80,000 views on the first day on YouTube. And everyone hated it. Before that, I was getting no views and everyone hated it. And it was the worst. I was like, what am I even like, I didn't know what to do with myself. Honestly, the best thing to do is don't read the comments.
Yep.
Please leave a comment. We read every single one. But no, if you're not kind of in a self-esteem place where you're ready for that, just like don't read the comments. But when you do read them and you do get these negative comments, I mean, the first thing you can do is think about, is there anything valid in what they're saying? Maybe they said it in a mean way, but is there anything constructive, or are they simply being mean?
Yep.
Like the most mean comment that will stick in my brain forever is, he looks like Kenneth from 30 Rock.
Okay.
I don't even know it. Thanks. I think.
Cool.
Thanks, I think. I mean, there is nothing constructive in that statement. I should have just ignored it, but I will have that written on my gravestone because it's just in my brain. But I think there's also something of like, if you click on that person's profile and that person has 0 followers, they're an armchair expert. They don't know what they're saying. You can very easily just delete that from your brain and discount anything in that comment. If that person has 100,000 followers, well, they're just a bully, maybe.
Yeah, you can discount pretty much all of that stuff. This is just sort of a welcome to the internet moment. You're going to put out things.
Welcome to the internet. By Bo Burnham.
Exactly. You're going to put out things that you're maybe not proud of in my case, but things that you're like, I should make something. I should release.
I was proud of that, and the internet hated it so much.
People will just hate anything that you do, even if it's literally some of the most amazing, perfect work that you or anybody has ever done. People will find reasons to hate it, and that's just how the internet is, and I guess how humanity is, unfortunately. And just try to ignore it. Try to let it go. If you can take something instructive from it, great, but nobody's going to blame you if you just say, I don't care about any of your opinions.
I need a minute to silently weep and soak up these tears. Do you have any tips before I finish my internet history?
Yeah, I think that tip that you gave earlier is the number one. Just don't read the comments. Don't read the comments and be happy.
But when you do read the comments and someone says something mean, how do you take it?
I generally, in my case, I say, yeah, I already knew that. Thanks, bro.
Thanks for telling me a thing I already knew.
But, I mean, look at it. I say look at it this way. For negative, unhelpful criticism that you receive on the internet, think about it this way. More people are looking at and interacting or viewing what you're putting out. And, notoriety can pay the bills too. So you probably want people, if you're working in a creative field, to look at your work. Even negative comments are somebody that is looking at your work, and hey, if you're getting like ad revenue on a YouTube video or something, cool. They just gave you a fraction of a cent or whatever. Like, great. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for watching my video. I'm going to ignore your comment, but I appreciate you giving me some exposure.
On that video that went viral, there was another video I did where people were like, I hate this. It sucks. Share.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for the clicks. Neat. And pretty much, so I made it onto DIY photography, Petapixel, F-stoppers, and like kind of all of the main photo blogs of just like, this guy's video sucks. What do you think? Like, those were essentially the articles. And I was just like, then why did you thanks for the views. Neat.
Also, YouTube promotes videos more prominently if they have more comments. So people leaving negative comments on your work not only is a view and engagement, but it literally is helping the algorithm promote your video.
Yeah.
So they are actually doing you a solid.
So for these last two examples, I thanked everyone who left criticism because their comment adds algorithm juice, and then my comment to their comment adds algorithm juice, and then their comment, and then I'm just feeding the machine and getting more views. I'm like, thank you for the money. So yeah, these last two times I wanted to crawl into a hole and die, but now I have a little bit of self-esteem, so kind of not really. I did a video where it was a pinup calendar, and I did a Flashdance Chewbacca. And so So Flashdance Chewie, here's the photo, and it is Chewbacca sitting kind of in the rain on a chair doing the thing, and people are like, "Oh, this is so fake. My nephew could do it. The Photoshop is horrible. I can." It's like, I could do better. It's like, you're so bad at Photoshop. This isn't good. I'm like, really? Because here's the video of the rain machine and the shot out and like from the back of my screen. There was no Photoshop. The only Photoshop I did was when I built the platform. There was 2 plywood pieces, and so I like cloned out the seam. That was it. Like that, and maybe some minor retouching of his hair. Everything else was real. So I don't know why you're saying your nephew could do better Photoshop when there wasn't any Photoshop. Like,
thanks for the compliment.
But like, they're like, I hate this. This is bad. You should feel bad. I was like, but you're accusing me of something that didn't happen. So
plus, have you ever seen the original Star Wars trilogy? Like, there's some janky stuff in there.
It is so janky. It is so janky. My God. Yeah, and the last time is we're gonna link it in this video. I did a video where I said I hate Westcott. Oh. It was not Westcott as a whole. I actually have a video in the pipeline that I started shooting. I will finish it and do it sometime. But it's things I love about Westcott and things I hate about Westcott. But I just did this video about their Westcott X-Drop, and I was like, and I thought it would make good video where Stuart and I did this angel demon thing where he says all the things he loves about Westcott and I say all the things I hate about Westcott. And the idea was a funny way for us to do a pros and cons video about this product. So that it's a review. You can decide for yourself whether it's worth it. And the thing is, Stuart came up with things he liked and things he didn't like. And I came up with things I liked and things I didn't like. And I gave Stuart the chance to say all the things that he liked and all the things I liked. And I said all the things he disliked and all the things I disliked. The problem with that video is he had like 3 things to say and I had like 7 to 10 things to say.
It's a problematic product.
It's a problematic product. And so that's why it just kept on coming back to me kind of being a dick about it. But like, we were having fun and trying to like find a new
and that wasn't even the point.
To do a review.
Yeah, it wasn't like the video where we're both just like, the X-Drop sucks 100%. Like, we were just trying to give some context is all it was.
Yeah, we're trying to say that this is very good at this one niche thing, and unless you do that one niche thing, this is a very overpriced product. That was essentially the review, and we're like, here are all the issues we have with it, and you guys will not shut up about. I get a comment. This video is pre-pandemic. This video is 3-4 years old now, and I still get comments on it at least 2 to 3 times a month.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess Westcott, like people, it's okay. Like, not brands don't universally make perfect products in every category. It's fine. Like, we have the little umbrellas that
the Rapid Box.
The Rapid Box.
I love that thing so much.
Like, we both have the Westcott Rapid Box.
The Westcott eyeliner is amazing. I love it so much.
They make great stuff. Like, we're not hating.
They also make some bad stuff.
You're not invalidated because one thing is not particularly great in every scenario. Like, just chill, people. Just chill.
Yeah. So
we're just having fun.
So
relax.
This was the most recent I Want to Crawl Into a Hole and Die, because this video is 3 or 4 years old and y'all will still not shut up about it. But at that point, just thank you for the SEO juice. Like, the more that you hate on it, the more views I get and the closer I get to getting that YouTube paid tier.
Yeah, so, criticism can be good, even when it's useless.
Most of it is useless. How do you deal with criticism? Realize most of it is useless. There you go. Boom. Nutshell. We could have just ended the episode there. How do you deal with criticism? Don't cry about it. Realize they're wrong. Continue on with your life. No, I mean, there is something to be said with actually look at the comment and think to yourself, does this have any value? The other thing I would say is, if you're getting a lot of criticism, is there a lot of repetition?
Yeah.
If people just...
Is there a theme?
Is there a theme? If people just say, you're dumb and this sucks, just discount that carte blanche. But if people are saying, hey, this video is way too long, hey, I can't hear what you're saying because of the music, well, then change your background music. Don't have background music. Lower your background music. I've made that mistakes in past videos. I found a thing I thought was good. I tried audio balancing it, and like, I'm not good at audio. I balance it too high, and on a few of my videos, people are like, no, the music was annoying. Okay, well, I won't use that track anymore.
It's difficult to make stuff. Ultimately, if you're pleased with it and happy with it, it's fine to discount criticism. It's okay. Yeah. It's hard. Think about it this way. All of these people are probably not putting anything out into the world, and you are. So just take that to heart.
That is an excellent point to end on. You made something, they didn't. When they say, I could have done it better, yeah, but you didn't. I actually made the thing. Yep. So give yourself a little pat on the shoulder there for actually doing the thing.
And keep making the thing. Don't let them tear you down and stop making
your
more
first
stuff.
10,000 things will be dreadful. They will be so bad. Just keep making things and you're going to get better at it. So
best of luck.
Yeah.
Ignore the haters.
The internet sucks. And on that note, be sure to follow us on YouTube. Leave a comment.
Only praise, though.
You know what? Leave your best roast only on the YouTube comments, though, because if you leave it anywhere else, we will ignore those. But we just need that sweet, sweet internet juice. So yeah, roast us in the YouTube comments. Let's get this going. It'll be hilarious to watch this video trend above every other podcast that we've put out this year.
That sounds about right.
And with that, thank you all so much, and we will see you next week.
See you next time.
If you have questions or ideas for future episodes, you can email us at hello@photo-op.show.
Watch us on Ben's YouTube channel at NomCreative.
As in Om Nom Nom.
Share this with a friend, and you can listen to Photo Op anywhere podcasts are sold.
Or download it. 'Cause it's free.